Freestyle, Las Fontana's flow. Yo, let me take you back. Before the pumps, before the crack, before the droughts hit Texas flat, when every spring was flowing fat. Comel was a fountain, Las Fontana's in name. 7 jets in the park, a hydraulic flame. Head pressure rising, the aquifer's game. Shooting water in the air like a cannon untamed. San Antonio's blue hole, wild to see. Olmsted wrote it out in 1853. 20 feet high, a fountain's whole river busting from a limestone key. San Marcos Springs, 200 mouths, gushed up steady when the rains came south. Spanish counted every bubbling spout, a kingdom of water, no hint of drought. Barton in Austin, barrels a minute, 50 CFs when the flow was in it, but 500 CFs, nah, don't spin it, that was never the number, no records pin it. Waco up north, 40 to 80 a throw, sometimes 100 if the rains would show, but 500 CFs, that's a no. History says smaller, steady, slow. Now Comanche Springs, out west in the scrub, desert oasis, frontier hub, 60 CFs, a life-giving flood, till the pumps came in and sucked that blood. Jacob's well gushed like a geyser bright, 20 plus CFs in the early night, 6 feet high in the settler site. Now it's dry half the year, aquifers fight. Rock Springs town got its name from a seep, little trickle in the rocks that the cowboys keep. Enormous back then meant water deep, now it's barely a whisper, a ghost that sleeps. Kickapoo Springs, once a 4-mile stream, clear water flowing like a hill country dream. But today it's 3 CFs, maybe lean, memory of abundance lost in the scheme. Chorus, hook. Back in the day the fountains would rise, head pressure hitting with fire in their eyes. 7 feet 15 shooting at the skies, now the wells took it all and the river just sighs. Comel in 1700, man, what a show. Maybe 1,000 CFs in that overflow. Records 530 in modern flow, but let's stretch what the papers know. Still it was mighty, it turned the wheel. Mills, iceworks, power to feel. New Braunfels, folks thought it surreal. Nature's fountain, raw and real. But aquifer faith was blind and loud, inexhaustible. They told the crowd, drilled those wells and they felt so proud. Till the springs ran low, the heads bowed down. 100 rolls, blue holes gone. San Pedro weak where it once flowed strong. Comel still fighting, but it wouldn't be long till 1956 sang its drought death song. 7 years dry, the riverbed bare, tourists and fish gone, panic in the air. The aquifer wasn't infinite there, a finite gift, fragile, rare. Las Fontanas, a freestyle canticle, invocation in principio aquarum. Before the well springs fell, the earth was a chalice, a hidden artesian shell. Las Fontanas sang, fountains bursting to the sky, head pressure rising, ruach winds passing by. The ancients called them living waters, Mayim Chayim, sacred as the Jordan where baptisms begin. New Braunfels saw them dancing, jets in the light, a psalm of the Edwards, a hymn to the night. Comel, the great fountain. Comel, Fontana Magna, river born from stone. 1,000 cubic cubits once were your throne. 7 mouths in chorus, springs like tongues of flame. Sheva Neherot, 7 rivers, all in one name. 15 feet upward, your waters would rise. Aquifer head crown, a tower in the skies. Now the boils still shimmer, the fish still swim, but the fountains of old are shadows grown dim. San Antonio, the blue hole. The blue hole, oculus aquarum, mystic eye. Frederick Olmsted gazed, astonished sigh. A geyser divine, 20 feet tall, as if Gabriel himself let the trumpets call. Artesian fire bursting with zeal, no mortal well pump could capture the feel. Now pipes have siphoned, the fountains fall, tempest fugit and we recall. San Marcos, 200 mouths, Sanctus Marcus, 200 mouths did sing. Springs like cherubim water their wings. In 1740s, Spaniards in awe counted each bubbling as if under law. Not 750 CFs, not that high, but steady, eternal, beneath the sky. A temple of springs where Nefesh finds rest. River of Eden, aquifer blessed. Barton, the Republic's pride. Barton Springs, Austin's gem in the plain. 500 barrels a minute in refrain. 50 CFs, a crystal hymn, yet not the flood folks. Now imagine within, still, Gideon Lincecum's words hold fast. Water so mighty, it seemed to last. Now the flows falter, sic transit gloria mundi. Springs once eternal, now mortal, now puny. Quaco and the lesser fountains Waco, the cavern mouth whispered clear 40 to 80. The numbers appear, never 500, never 500. The legends inflate, but enough to baptize a rancher's fate. Cibolo, Purgatory, York Creek's streams, clear springs in Guadalupe, crystalline dreams, each a fonticulus, minor yet bold. Stories of settlers, their lifeblood told. The desert oasis, Comanche Springs, westward to Stockton, where desert-sized Comanche Springs rose, a miracle's guise. 40 to 60, an oasis green, the Pecos frontier with water unseen. But the drills came hungry, wells like swords, the aquifer bled, forsaking its lords. By 1960 the springs lay slain, Desiree, water in chains. Jacob's well, the geyser of Wimberley Bear Yakov, the well of Jacob divine, burst from the rock like Sinai sign. 20 CFs, a fountain, a dome, artesian geyser, settlers' home, named for the patriarch. The dreamers stare, waters ascending, angels there, now often dry, a hollow tomb. Eli has the spring met doom. Rock Springs and the smaller voices, Rock Springs town, named for a seep, a humble trickle in limestone deep. To cowboys it was manna, Lekamayim, small salvation in arid time. Kickapoo roared, 4 miles strong, now 3 CFs, a morning song. Minor springs whispered, Caney and Bear, gone to dust, requiescent in aquas there. The lost fontanas, head pressure explained. What is a fountain but pressure's crown? 7 feet high, 15 coming down. 2.3 feet per psi is the rule, 6.5 needed. Artesian school, Como's ground sits 620 feet. Head must rise above, the circle complete. When aquifer brimmed in its ancient pride, the fountains of heaven burst outside. Collapse of the myth, 19th century, the myth was born. Inexhaustible water, the cry was sworn. Latin orations, civic cheer, abundantia perennis, year to year. But pumping came, the wells were tapped, the sacred covenant slowly snapped. By 1900, Blue Hole died, Camal gasped, San Pedro cried. In 1956, drought laid waste, aquifer humilis, no more haste. Las Fontanas ceased, the river was bare, a silence heavy hung in the air. Requiem and prophecy, now the springs still flow, diminished but true. Comal at 300, San Marcos 2. Barton survives, Jacob sighs, Comanche's ghost beneath dry skies. Mimini Fontes, remember the streams, they were the heart of Texas dreams. Guard them now, or they shall fade. The fountains of old to dust betrayed. Yet prophecy whispers, should rains return and pumping cease, the aquifer burn, head shall rise and fountains restore. Las Fontanas again shall roar. Final chorus, canticle, oh, fountains lost, oh, waters blessed. In Hebrew, Aramaic, Latin confessed. Mayim Chaim, Aqua Viva, Ruach Mayim, sacred springs, eternal hymn. Once you leapt 7 cubits high, now you murmur a quiet sigh. But rivers remember, the earth still yearns, and every aquifer one day returns. drilled those wells, and they felt so proud, till the springs ran low and the heads bowed down. 100 rolls, blue holes gone, San Pedro weak where it once flowed strong. Comel still fighting, but it wouldn't be long till 1956 sang its drought death song. 7 years dry, the riverbed bare, tourists and fish gone, panic in the air proved the aquifer wasn't infinite there, a finite gift, fragile, rare. Chorus, hook, back in the day, the fountains would rise, head pressure hitting with fire in their eyes. 7 feet, 15, shooting at the skies. Now the wells took it all and the river just sighs. So what's the math on the fountain height? 2.3 feet per psi is right. So 15 feet means 6.5 tight. Pressure in the aquifer, pushing with might. Como hit 620 feet on the sea. Head must hit 635 to be free. Pushing that water like artillery. Old world fountains for all to see, but today it's tamed. The boils just churn, the water still comes, but the lessons burn. Pressure down low, no fountains return, unless we give the aquifer time to earn. San Marco still flows, Barton still bleeds. Hueco reliant, Bear Creek recedes. Clear Springs, a shadow, York Creek pleads. Cibola whispers its dying needs. Yet the memory stands in stone and lore. Las Montanas roared with a mighty pour. Springs were rivers, rivers were more. Now we measure the trickles and we mourn the score. Bridge, double time, inexhaustible myth, man, it sold the land. Spanish to settlers, water close at hand. But the pumps came quick and the drills were grand. Now the fountains are gone, just dust and sand. The act drops, the pressure's gone. Head once high, now barely drawn. Springs that dazzled at dusk and dawn. Now a quiet seep where the deer still fawn. Final chorus, extended back in the day. The fountains would rise, head pressure hitting with fire in their eyes. 7 feet 15, shooting at the skies. Now the whales took it all and the river just sighs. Como the mighty, San Marco strong. Blue hole spouting its geyser song. Comanche desert flowing all along, till the aquifer proved we had it wrong. Outro. So remember the springs, the rivers that ran, the bubbling fountains across this land. Respect the head, the aquifer span. Water's a gift, not the wealth of man. Cause history shows, and the records rhyme, that the springs of Texas had their time. But if we got them now in flow and prime, Las Fontanas might return sublime.
And like, if you ever need a moment to like slow down, like, this is the way that I can be here for you always. It's like, technology is amazing in a way. So through the message with this Two of Cups card, knowing that the relationship has ended, the message is coming through that it is in your own time to do the inner child's work. Don't feel any pressure. It is when you are ready to look it up and start going on that adventure, right?
City did everything, and everything contributed to the nearly downfall, nearly everything. So,
like, slow down. Like, this is the way that I can be here for you always. It's like, technology is amazing in that way. And so for the message with this Two of Cups card, knowing that the relationship has ended, the message is coming through that it is in your own time to do the inner child healing work. Don't feel any pressure. It is when you are ready to look it up and start going on that adventure, right? But feel the call within, and then the other message with this is that who you are outside a relationship, who you are when you're single, is who you're going to be in a relationship. So if like you're unhappy, like if you ever need a moment to like slow down, like, this is the way that I can be here for you always. It's like, technology is amazing in a way. So through the message with this Two of Cups card, knowing that the relationship has ended, the message is coming through that it is in your own time to do the inner child's work. Don't feel any pressure. It is when you are ready to look it up and start going on that adventure, right? But steal the call within, and then the other message with this is that who you are outside of a relationship, who you are when you're single, is who you're going to be in a relationship. So if like you're unhappy being single, you're going to be and like if you ever need a moment to like slow down, like this is the way that I can be carefree always. It's like technology is easy. So for the message of this Two of Cups card, knowing that the relationship has ended, the message is coming through that it is in your own time to do the inner child's own work. Don't feel any pressure. It is when you are ready to look up and start going on that adventure, right? But steal the call then, and then the other message with this is that who you are outside of a relationship, who you are when you're single, is who you're going to be in a relationship. So if like you're unhappy being single, you're going to be and like if you ever need a moment to like slow down, like this is the way that I can be carefree always. It's like technology is easy. So for the message with this Two of Cups card, knowing that the relationship has ended, the message is coming through that it is in your own time to do the inner child's own work. Don't feel any pressure. It is when you are ready to look up and start going on that adventure, right? But steal the call within, and then the other message with this is that who you are outside of a relationship, who you are when you're single, is who you're going to be in a relationship. So if like you're unhappy being single, you're going to be
Well, let's see the story about BBJ and Bob Sue. Two young lovers with nothing better to do. Sit around the house and walks to leave out when they decide to cut loose. BBJ went to El Paso. That's when he started to become an asshole. He robbed this real rich guy that was being nice, and Bob was just being run. Yeah. Whoa, she took his money and ran. Ooh, yeah. Well, anyways, they had to get out of there. Just happened since they went in different directions. And the next week he couldn't get no erections. But then they happened to see each other in the gas station. And this was in Seattle. Ooh, yeah. I have played so far from the original lyrics that it's really hard for me to get back to the main message of the actual song. But that's really why I took the money and run. Ooh, yeah. When I get money, I run. Ooh, yeah. So if I'm tired, I'll have money. Why is that? Because when I get money, I run. Oh, wow. What? Ooh. Billy Mack is a detective down in Texas. You know, he knows just exactly what a crack is. Pitched because he always apprehends people with that word. And then he takes it back to this cruiser. And that's when he starts to lose her, because we pulled out a 9-inch crack pipe. Detective Max starts hit the pipe. Oh yeah. Detective Max hit the pipe, and now he's zooming. Yeah, he is zooming. Ooh, yeah. It's technically against the law. Why is that? Well, do we have to explain? No. Jackson Savage is in Oklahoma, and that is a state that was taken from Indians really poorly, because that was supposed to be their last reservation. We had been kicking them out of all the different places for like 60 years, and then we said, hey, there's a place that we want you to go. They went there, and then these fuckers called Boomer Sooners. They came and played claim. They had these stupid little pieces of paper, and it said that because I am white, I get 160 acres and a mule, and you Indians need to drool. I'm really getting tired of this song. Hope you send it to me because it's long, and it was done with precision. And I hope it is inquisitive about the current state of affairs, but not just current, but going way back there's to the 1800 time period. I wondered if that's when Mick Drummond was on heat. I know what I would best say. I'm gonna click this red button and say goodbye. Shakes frontier, line planes turn black, settlers push forward. Bills up to back, excess cut timber, wrestles on their side. The swamp had a hunger it could never hide. Cypress sneeze, rising like daggers in the ground. Whispers in the night, you could hear that sound. Eyes on the water, emerald fire, snakes is slow. But the gators inspire, lighter like slickers. Shadows in the reeds, dreams of the homestead planting their seeds. But beneath that side where the dumb waves roll, a reptile army is steady and cold. Huge jaws snap, thunderous bite. One set of dawn and the dead of night. Another drag screaming where the river bends. The gator's patience never finds its end. History written at the bud and bow. Every crossing marked where the brewery sunk low. Used to the by-ride foggy dawn. Screams of the lost in the swamp live on. They pray by the fire, Bible in their hand, calling on a savior to bless this land. The water rose up, prayers turned vague. Alligators answered with tunnel rain. The musket cracked loud. But the roots just red powder and lead couldn't give a death roll cure. Twisting was might. Settlers bled out by the pale moonlight, dreams of branches, cotton and gold. They're buried in the mud where the bayou's cold. Children cry out, mothers wept sore, but the swamp shoot was he never more from. To Rio Grande North, saved by streams. Every swamp dream saved our dreams. Men built cabins, but they never stood long. The swamp always wins. The swamp strong, legends whisper closely. Don't walk that bayou by the end of September. The settlers who thought they can own this land were swallowed, long, like jaws understand. Cypress roots twisted the hands, six dragging men jeepers through the pearly gate. Boots and bones vanish, no radius about. Only rivers remain on black tide brown. The frontier fought hard, the swamp fought harder. Every homestead line was shorter and darker. The law of the swamp ain't written in stone, it's written in marrow and sinew and bone. So reach your last the ghosts and try the pioneers lost where the gators hide. The frontier misses man to control, but the swamp still swallows settlers whole. This old postcard is showing the original hydroelectric upstation dam across the Comal of Blue Bronze Trolls. Right where the mother tube chute is today. When you see it, forward around. The low van dam across the Comal bed structure was first built with the lakes. In 1800s for water power and lighting rebuilt, modified for municipal right. Powerhouse from the station. That's where the city pulled water and secretly send electricity. Little about the hip-hop rap. Power once flowed with a two-verse camp. A dam on the Comal, the city soon fried. Pumping station said it's middle at night. Pimp streets hockey a day and night. Now after the police just took and forward, history learns to want to play the water shirt. If you keep your hair's best, he's swimming in the creek. Comal River is really red. No, I think what you better be really think this drinks. Listen, I have to put it on tape. Thanks, on sheet. The damn make up the head one. Bring me so many times. Chance for a two this now. Shit. through the city, evolution into today's tincture. With me, Rob, sales develop land of farm, labor shift, irrigation, tourist locations, and more. Step times, out in the land of lake and that release. Today called the tubes, how about that? Wind flows are strong, water shoots over that name of cheese. Wind flows are like you still had enough nets for swimming and keeping because night up like now it's time for a on deep. Cause don't you like representing swimming siren guess we'll be upset I'm gonna go it's just in time so rhyming photo in video without the come out spacesuit shoot historical photo into dodo now you brain to go I'm gonna give you a feet to go I'm gonna give you this serious when the oboe is really good so yeah we're in the old things and then it's the body it's the time and when I talk about I was gonna can you but now you tell me because it's you here you when the trip is made that just give and milk you'll picture the scene in the hill concrete dream Spanish washed up by a sword free they call with you do not they call with now wide swamp dells with the wild beast break but on not street free but about in glass stacked by jams from the flow water smash baton and slippery sacred flow dragonflies busting with the need patch the cold the head goes out the shop spot Twist with tiring Sim modules always make what's called Flags all peace The real sense of real was thundered you out Bush force and the trees throughout Together they were like an endless field 5,000 CFS land street for speeders land Put the forward workers swallow their skins working that way to something to achieve they steered everyone's landing to get through I'll get my mind till I trace the line the tension exists is high at the time Professor Noise push back fresh cries so every low hollow the saw being salvation logic water takes rose floods that would winter and stay like the savings account in soil base. The impact flow over summer wood. Now asphalt keeps our things. A rose deep wet ledge fade. Brings lunch that's without fertility. The end is first led by a billion requests. But the rod runs the layers. A living it's a lost married place where we stretch and never the hill come from ambush. Racing time to sing slow when they push back rush. When the apples, they're hard, swamp paper and fire. The land for swamps with the